Hello, hi everybody. I have quite a lot of information to share with you on this video today. I had a QHHT session this morning with a client, and then I have spent the rest of the day transcribing information from this session because I wanted to get it out to you guys as soon as possible. Now, what's different about this session today is this is actually a session that I had done on me. I had it done on me last week. So it's very recent information. I had my session done by the lovely Jeanette Turtle, who is based in Leicester in the UK. She's a very dear friend of mine, and I got into QHHT and trained in it because I absolutely love QHHT. I love the journey that it takes you on, and since I discovered it and Dolores' work, I have had many QHHT sessions myself, and the very first few that I had, I would always go to Earth Lives, so I've seen many, not all, but many of my Earth Lives, and then eventually I had a session where I managed to go off planet, and I found out, if you like, who I am, even though I already had much of that information anyway, that had been given to me through images that were starting to come up to me when I was daydreaming or driving or in my dreams. All this kind of information started to come back. So every 6 months I personally have a quantum healing session because I want to know more. I want to know more about who I am, why I'm here, why I signed up to this, come to this crazy place. And through this amazing work, this amazing medium that Dolores devised, I have been able to find me, find who I really am, and make sense of what it is that I'm doing in this world and why I get all these crazy visions and things. So I went last week for a quantum healing session, and Dolores teaches us to practice the cloud technique. So just before you go down into your past life, you are sat on a cloud, and I became aware that my the cloud had changed into a white dragon. Then all of a sudden, all of the scene changed in front of me, and I went from being on a white cloud, all peaceful, flying in the sky, just so relaxed. Jeanette did an amazing job because I've got a really active conscious mind, so she worked really hard to get me into the place that I needed to be, so full credit to Jeanette. And all of a sudden the cloud turned into a white dragon, and which was quite shocking. But I had seen dragons before in previous QHHT sessions, but I was literally experiencing riding on this white dragon. And the really shocking thing that came to me straight away as the vision changed was that I was in a state of shock because I'd flown to this place where I was, and I was seeing a battle. It was a battle. There was a huge ship in the sky that was really near to where the surface of the planet was, but it was still in the sky. And there was this huge battle going on, and I just was aware of the fact that I was in a state of shock because I hadn't seen this come in, and I knew that I'd literally just arrived there at this point. Now, the rest of my session I will read for you. The reason I've transcribed it in this way is because a lot of personal information came out, which is personal and private to me, and I wanted to keep it for me because a lot of it was to do with me and my family. So what I have transcribed is what I am happy to share with the wider world, and that is why I haven't just posted the video of it online. Also, another reason is the same as with all my clients who are willing to share their information. There are huge gaps in between when you say one thing and when you say another, because when you go really deep down in hypnosis, it takes a while for that information to come through. You're processing the images and you're living it in real time in your consciousness, but then you're also being asked to push that image out to the practitioner. So I wanted to record it in this way just because I can anonymise some of the information, keep it to myself, and also because, yeah, there was some really lengthy gaps between some of the things that I was saying. So this way you get all the information a lot quicker. So from this point on, I'll read the session. So I say, I'm not sure how this battle started. I was over with the crystal. Practitioner says, where is this crystal kept? In the palace of light that is on a floating rock. A city that's floating in the air. Lush trees and forestation are on this rock. It's like a palace of light floating in the air that's on this rock, and the crystal is inside the palace of light. So what were you doing here with this crystal? I am the keeper of the crystal. What does that involve? I connect with the crystal, and I can read the vibration of the universe and all of its planets through connecting with the crystal, because everything is connected. All of the crystals are connected in consciousness, no matter what planet or star they are on. So when you get this information from connecting with the crystal, what do you then do with that information? I take it to my people, to the elders, and we discuss the findings. Who are your people? We are referred to on the earth as the Pleiadians. Where is it that you live? I live here. This is Alcyone in the Pleiades. You see this planet. It's a planet to me. You see this planet from your world as a star. But to us, because of the dimension that we are in, it does not look like a star. We see this planet as a being of higher consciousness. We gain our energy from Alcyone. Describe what it looks like on Alcyone. The terrain on the surface looks pretty barren. It looks like desert, but there are caves underground with water and plants, and there are the hanging rocks which have vegetation and the palace of light. So where do you sleep? We don't sleep. So the dragons, are they all white? There are different colours, but mine is white. Does this dragon have a name? Elishira. She chose me, and I chose her. What made her choose you? She sees the light within me, and I see the light within her. How long have you been together? A long time. How old are you? I am very old, in your earth years, but I show no age in my form, as my form is a projection of my soul, and my soul is beautiful. What caused you to be in this place where the battle is taking part? I knew that this would happen at some point. The crystal is showing a darkness that is spreading throughout the universe. There is a huge spaceship that is above Alcyone that has come through a portal. It has somehow appeared here. I don't know how. This is not supposed to happen. We can see it. There are spacecrafts, tiny spacecrafts that have come out of this huge craft, and they are firing at my people. I feel fear for my people. What is it that they are firing at? What is it that they are firing out? It looks like green light, but it destroys anything that it hits. I've just seen that my father's dragon has been hit and the dragon is falling. Where is your father? He's on the dragon. Is your father okay? No, he is not okay. I can't see where he is, but I know that he is gone because I have lost him telepathically. Can you see these beings on the spacecraft? Yes, they are the reptilians. There are different types. The ones that have come out of the small spacecrafts are greeny gold looking. But there is a red one that is now flying on one of our dragons, and the red one looks even more scary than the green ones. And there is a white one. I can see that one on the mothership. The white one controls them all. Are they very big? Different sizes. The green gold ones are the smallest. The red one is slightly bigger, and the white one is the biggest. What's the red one doing, who is flying on one of your dragons? What is he trying to do? He's trying to make the dragon breathe fire, but it will not. It loves us, and it will not turn on its people. What are the green reptilians doing at this point? They are firing from the spaceships onto my people who are on the surface. Where is your father now? He is on the ground. Is he still alive? No, I have lost contact with him telepathically. And in the session, I'm crying at this point. I'm trying to pretend that this isn't my session at the moment. I'm just reading it like it's not mine. But it was very emotional and very moving. Where's your mother? She's still in the air flying, trying to take some of these smaller craft out. She has been hit too. She has gone. And at this point, I really did burst into floods of tears. It took me a while to be able to talk again because I felt so traumatised by seeing that happen to my mother. Where's the rest of your people? We are on dragons, some are on the ground. So you have never seen these reptilians before on your planet. I have heard of them before in council meetings, but the vibration of where we are is supposed to be too high for them to come here. We have never been able to be breached by these beings before. Somehow they have been able to breach us here, and I do not understand, and I'm really sobbing at this point. So Jeanette, amazing practitioner, has to calm me down, help me transmute the energy, move the energy so I can continue. Go inside yourself and find out how they got to be there. I feel that this is something to do with how the crystals are connected. And how have the crystals been able to make them come to you where you are? Somehow information has been passed through the crystal network, as all crystals are connected. Potentialities on our world through the crystal network. They are using a crystal on their planet and doing bad things with it. And all crystals are connected. They share one consciousness. All information is shared. It's also something to do with the alignment of the planet and something to do with where they are at this point in time has allowed them briefly to come through and breach us. So she moves me forward now to see how the battle ends. Me and my people do our best to hold them off so that they don't take our planet. And all of a sudden, the smaller craft are called back to the mothership. And just as quickly as it appeared, it is gone. And now I have to look after my people. I have to find out. So you are responsible for looking after your people. My family, and then I start crying. We were some of the oldest beings in our universe. My parents were very, very old. Who else is left in your family now? Do you have brothers or sisters or children? No, there is just me. What is your name? Aurora. What happens next? I take care of my people, and until we are sure that the ship won't be back, we go underground for the time being. My people ask me to make contact with the council to find out what is happening. And what does the council say? The council say that these beings are almost like a cancer, as we would use as an analogy and metaphor in our world. They do not value life. They do not value anything other than power and dominion. They will keep trying to take as much as they can. They want ultimate power over the universe, supreme power over everything. That is their goal, and we cannot allow that to happen. So where is their land? Where do they come from? They come from what you know as the Orion constellation. They are a race of beings that have come from Orion. But in this council meeting that I am in, they are talking about a potentiality in the now, where these beings become strong when they invade a place that you know as Earth. And through controlling the surface population of that planet for many years, they are able to really become quite powerful and build large networks of power stemming from their hold over the third dimensional Earth. What hold do they have over the third dimensional Earth? The population has been controlled since the fall of Atlantis, and these beings feed off of energy. That is their food source. The humans provide excellent energy for these beings because of their complex emotions. The reptilian beings have learnt to manipulate humanity's emotions in order to cause extreme anxiety, which they then feed off. They do this through wars, through pitching different colours, races and religions of people against each other. It is so easy to create anger in the human beings, and these creatures have learnt expertly over the ages how to create fear and anger within the human population, to manipulate these humans into providing them with their food source. And through feeding on these humans' emotions, they have become strong, and they have set up pockets of and strongholds of power all over the universe. They have power in all areas. They are trying to eradicate all that is good. They have no care at all for life. They only want to take for power. So you say they manipulate the humans, but we can't see them. So how do they do that? The reptilians live on the Earth as well as humans do, but they live in a different dimension. So just as there are many dimensions here on Alcyone, there are many dimensions on Earth. The reptilians are in the fourth dimension on Earth, which is negatively polarised. And from this dimension, they are able to control people through putting energy cords into people's etheric fields and drinking their energy. So when they become angry, or if they indulge in salubrious sexual practices, or if they cause misery to someone, or if they have misery caused upon them, these beings in the fourth dimension feed off of that energy. I would just like to add a caveat at this point that not all reptilians are bad. There's lots and lots and lots of reptilians that have evolved into the positive fourth dimension as well. So please do not think that all reptilians are bad. And I know I have a lot of people that watch these videos that have other aspects of them, other soul parts that are actually reptilians at the moment, that are positively polarised. So just as there are good and bad people on Earth, there's good and bad in the species of the reptilians. So just wanted to add a little aside there. What is the best way that we as humans can stop feeding these negative reptilians? Stop providing them with food. Learn to come together as a species. Stop looking at everyone else and thinking that they have it better than you. It should not be white against black, religion against religion, country against country. You are all humans. You are all humans of Earth. And when you join the galactic community and have an awareness of other planets and other beings on other planets, you will stop identifying with the colours of your meat suits. You will stop identifying with these meaningless things and come together. Your consciousness will rise and you will realise that you are the humans of Earth together. And the day that that happens is the day the reptilians will have lost. And is that likely that that will happen? Yes, it has been ordained by Creator, by Source. The darkness that has this stronghold and that has been allowed to allow contrast in the universe. This darkness has grown deep here in this place and it must be changed. It must change to the light. There will always be darkness in the universe. Darkness is needed to provide contrast, to provide a catalyst for soul growth, to provide a potentiality for people to learn. However, on Earth, this stronghold of the dark has become too strong and it has caused many, many problems as the universe is all one. And if the balance of the dark is allowed to come out of balance with the light, it causes a disturbance in the universe. That is why I have to go to this planet. Me and many others who are also the light. We have to go to Earth to ensure that we are the seeds of light from within. and that no matter how hard the darkness tried to strangle us, we have felt the light before, and we will not stop growing on this planet until we meet the light again. So did you volunteer for this? Yes. So what would have happened if you had not come to this planet, if you'd have stayed there on Alcyone? Someone else would have gone in my place. And what is happening on your planet now while you are here? Do you still have contact with your people? Yes. How do you have contact? I go there at night. How do you do that? My soul flies home. What's happening back home? Are they aware of what is going on Earth? Yes. Many have come to witness what is happening here now. And from your planet, are they able to manipulate what is going on Earth right now? There are many things that they can do from the ships. So what are they doing? They are directing more of the light to Earth. They are connecting with us telepathically, with our souls, and giving us information that keeps us on track. They are battling with the reptilians. So your people are still up there, battling with the reptilians. Are there any other planets who have people on the ships, battling with the reptilians? There are many, many beings from other planets who are in the ships around your sun right now. You cannot see your sun. It has been masked from you because they do not want you to see what is there. There is a false sun in your sky at the moment. It is a simulator. You can find the technology for this on your internet. They are doing everything that they can to mask the truth from the surface population right now. You have been told that you are the only ones. You have been told that for a reason. They do not want you to know that this is a slave planet. So why is there a false sun in the sky? What has happened to the real sun? The real sun has dimmed in preparation for its next jump in consciousness, which will also trigger Gaia into her next jump in consciousness, which will also trigger your event that you speak of in your world. So who has put the false sun in the sky? Your governments, or should I say, your shadow government. So you say that the sun is preparing for its next jump in consciousness. When will this take place? This will happen very soon in your world. You can feel the energies changing. The light that is coming in is causing more polarity on your planet. People that hold within them a greater amount of negativity than positivity are being pulled down a dark path. People that hold more positivity in them, within them, than negativity are being pulled towards the ascension process and the light. This is a necessary event that happens every 26,000 years in your time. There is a potentiality for souls to evolve to the next level. This potentiality is imminent, and your shadow government that link to the reptilians, who are in the negatively polarized fourth dimension, are doing everything that they can to tip this ascension process so the earth and its humans ascend negatively polarized. However, they cannot do this. Gaia is her own spirit, her own being. Gaia is one of the kindest beings in this universe. Who else would agree to the things that have been done to her in order that we may learn our lessons in this realm? She would never ascend on the negative polarity. She will take those of her children with her who are service to others, who are positively polarized. When the sun makes its next evolution in consciousness, this will trigger Gaia's next leap in consciousness to her next evolutionary level. And those of you who are ready to take this journey with her will also make the leap. Those souls on this planet who have not yet learnt their lessons in duality, who still hold much anger and negativity envy, jealousy, lust, all of the lower level emotions. All of those souls will remain on the third dimension on Gaia, but Gaia's spirit will no longer be in it. Everything will die. Everything will fade away. That world will become very, very difficult for those souls who choose to stay behind. But that journey will teach these souls many, many lessons. It will teach them to let love into their hearts instead of hate. Those souls who have chosen this path will learn much on this path. Those souls that are ready, that understand that everything is love and treat each other with respect and love, no matter their colour or religion or opinions, those beings will raise up to the fifth dimension with Gaia when she shifts. So earlier you said that you were the keeper of the crystal. Yes. Let's talk a little bit more about crystals. You said that they have a consciousness of their own. Yes. So how best can we communicate with them? From your heart. Talk to them. It does not matter if you do this out loud or with your minds. Realise that crystals are actual beings. They are your friends here on this planet. They will help you with many things. They will provide protection against the reptilian beings. The dark crystals for protection, tourmaline, obsidian, shungite. Crystals will allow you to reach higher level states of consciousness through your meditation, and this will become very necessary as your time moves on, as there are many beings around your sun who are wanting to make contact with you. And those of you who have raised your consciousness level to a higher level, you will be able to hear those beings. Crystals allow you to raise your vibrational field even more, so there is a potentiality in that. So if you meditate holding a crystal, you will be able to reach higher levels of consciousness and connect with your star families. Talking about when you move up to the fifth dimension, what will life be like when we change into this light body? What's upsetting you now? So she asks me that because I just start crying. And I start crying because I saw what New Earth would be like. And it's just beautiful. It's why we're here. It's what we're working for. And it's coming. It's coming. It will be like home. It will be the way it's meant to be. We have no idea how bad it really is in this 3D world, because to some of us that is all that they have ever known. But those of us who have lived in other places, other realms, know in our hearts that this is not the way things are meant to be. And when Gaia ascends, it will be like coming home. There will be so much love and happiness because it is a positively polarised fifth dimension. There will be no fear. There will be no need to worry about anything. It will just be a time for us to finally have a rest and enjoy being again. Enjoy our Earth. Most of us, for the first time, really seeing who she is. It will be the most magical place, because when the Earth rises, so too will all of Gaia's kingdoms, who are currently in the positively polarised fourth dimension. So the Fae will be on New Earth, mermaids, and some unicorns that are still here that stayed when the others left. Creatures that we've never even imagined before, that have been on Earth all this time, but in other dimensions, and we will be able to interact with them, and with all of our loved ones who have stayed in the fourth dimensional spirit realm for the opportunity to ascend. Some loved ones who have passed have reincarnated back on Earth in body to experience the ascension in the physical as children and grandchildren, but some have stayed in the spirit realm, and they will pass to the fifth directly. So we will all see our loved ones that we have lost on the New Earth too. It will be the most magnificent prize, almost, for those of us throughout all of these ages of darkness who have kept the light, held the light, been the light. How long of a process do you feel that this will take? It is happening. The extreme polarisation that you see on your planet right now is a byproduct of the light energies coming into your planet. It is a sorting of consciousness, a sorting of polarity, a sorting of those who are ready and those who need more time. The light is causing the polarities to split, positive and negative. You are all choosing a path and a dimension, and it is all interlinked. The light energies that are coming in are raising our consciousness, and our sun responds to that because we are connected to our Father and our Mother, our Mother Earth and our Father Sun. We are all connected in consciousness. Our sun will know when we are ready to make the leap, and it is waiting, holding itself in the state that it is in now, because it is waiting for those individuals that are teetering on the edge. They could go one way or another. But our sun loves us, and it is fighting for us, and so it will wait until those that are reacting to the chaos on our planet right now are called to choose a side in polarity. And once those few individuals have chosen their route, the sun and Gaia will know, because the sun and Gaia knows us. It knows us just like we are their children, just like we know our children. When these individuals have made their choices, all of this will happen. This is happening now. These choices are being made now. With every new thing that is happening in our world, these crazy things that are happening at the moment, people are making choices. People are starting to see through the smoke and the mirrors. People are seeing that their world, things aren't right. What the media are saying is not right. People are seeing their world through new eyes. It is not the correct portrayal through the media of what is happening. People are starting to make decisions. People are starting to make choices. And when these choices are made, and this will happen with absolute divine timing on everything for all, the sun will make its next leap in consciousness, which will trigger Gaia to do the same. And in a flash, for those of us who are positively polarized and have chosen the Ascension path, all will change, and we will be anchored to the newly birthed dimension on Gaia. When the split happens on Earth, the people who have chosen to stay in the third dimension, they will experience that event as something entirely different, as their consciousness needs a different catalyst to grow. They need a different catalyst to move them forwards in their consciousness and their soul growth. And in taking the light out of the world, which is what that will feel like for them, this will then in turn cause some of the people who up to that point were negatively polarized, it will then cause them to find their own light within and move into more of a light path. And there will be an opportunity again shortly after for these people to join the fifth dimension. And the ones who remain there in the third will live out their soul growth journey on the dying 3D plane. And then where will they go? They will go and reincarnate on other planets that still offer a 3D level to carry on their lessons in 3D consciousness, polarity and duality, so that they can keep learning through duality. Then after they have completed their lessons and their consciousness is of a higher vibration, those souls will be able to, if they choose, eventually join their loved ones on the fifth dimensional Earth. How long has the fake sun been in place? It has been around 2 or 3 of your Earth years. She saw the day when the sun changed. It went from looking like the yellow sun that we know to looking dim, like a glowing ball of magma. It changed from being fire to being a dull ball in the sky. The day after that happened, it was passed off as sand from the Sahara, passing in front of the sun. The day after, the fake sun was installed. It is far too white. It is far too white as it is covering something. It is hiding the truth, that it is covering the real sun. But it does not matter how they try and cover the real sun, how they try and stop us from noticing the changes in our sun and asking questions. It does not matter, as our sun is connected to us no matter what. Its light codes still reach us. It has a direct link through all of the suns in our universe to source, and it will bring about your quantum leap on your planet, whether they cover it or not. So then she's asking Aurora this next question. What have you learned about yourself from your planet and your struggles? I have learnt that we knew about the darkness, and we, like most, allowed the darkness a place in the universe because the darkness is needed to provide a contrast and soul growth. However, I would urge all of the councils that listen to this message, and Source knows, that we have discovered through experience what happens when darkness is allowed to come out of balance, and we must ensure that although darkness has its path to follow, that it is always kept in balance moving forwards. This needs to be addressed in other universes as well as this one. Once Earth has been liberated, this same event will need to happen in many other universes. I am not signing up for that, I'm telling you now. You know I'm going to end up there. So now she closes the past life. So she closes my time as Aurora, and she brings through my higher self now to ask some higher self questions. So she asks, why was it important for Laura today to see the life as Aurora? It is who she is. It is her journey to where she is now. How does this life correspond to the life that she is in now? She is fierce, just as Aurora is fierce. She fights for those who are innocent. She is pure of heart, just as Aurora is. She is honest and trustworthy. She is looked up to by many on both planets. And then the next question she asks is, why has Laura felt attacked by the darkness recently? There are levels of darkness within all, as they have lived in duality in this realm for some time. Those who have chosen the Ascension path and a return to the light have to transmute the negativity within them and any negative polarity in order to rise up to the light. Many of Laura's close friends are experiencing the coming up of this negativity to be transmuted prior to the Ascension. This negativity does not even need to be from this lifetime. It can be negativity that is held by the DNA from previous lifetimes. Lots of people are struggling with their emotions at the moment. Plus, it has become an ideal time, ironically, for these reptilian beings who have negatively polarized and who feed off of human energy. It has become a delicious time for them to feed because so many people are struggling with facing their dark emotions that are coming up. Some people have become unbalanced because they have such polarity within them. It is literally a fight for their souls. This is a spiritual battle in the 3D realm. It is a spiritual battle for the polarity of that person's soul at this point in their journey. So as all of the emotion comes up for these people, the darkness that Laura is experiencing is because she is highly sensitive. Laura is experiencing the darkness coming up for these people, and she feels the turmoil in people's souls. She feels the struggle for the people who are struggling with polarity. And I'll just mention at that point that I have felt that a lot recently with a lot of people that I'm connected to. I can tell they're struggling. And according to this information that came through, it's normal because we have all this negativity that even if we are the light, even if we're positively polarised and we've been here for a long time, there is still some negativity in there that we need to transmute before we can ascend. So I'm picking up on people's struggle as they're releasing the dark energies that they need to release. So then the next question is, when will the event happen? In the next 2 years, in a window of your Earth time, we will not give a more definitive date as time is fluid. And it will happen when the divine timing is met for all on the ascension path. It will happen when the remaining undecided souls have polarized and chosen which way they are going to go. When these remaining souls have polarized, that is the trigger for the sun to make its quantum leap, and that will trigger Gaia to follow her love, the sun, to the next level. And those of us that are a part of our planet who are positively polarized will rise with her. What is happening with the sun? So this is what my higher self says that's happening with the sun. It is like a mother and father getting ready to leave their house with their children. The mother and father are ready and waiting, but they are hanging around and waiting for their children to finish up their last few bits before they all leave the house together. The mother is ready, Gaia. The father is ready, Sun. We are just waiting for the children to finish up what it is that they are doing here. And I was like, oh my God, I know it was my higher self, but I was like, that came out of me. What? What are the 3 days of darkness? The 3 days of darkness are what people will experience who are left in the third dimension after the event. It will feel as if all of the light has indeed left. And indeed it has. The 3 days of darkness will refer to how it feels when the light leaves this realm. What can light workers do to help defeat the darkness? Hold the light, hold your frequency, concentrate on you and your inner world, because you affect the whole. Who's to say that that individual that you speak to in the supermarket, that you take the time out of your busy day to connect with and help? Who's to say that that individual is not one of the ones who is teetering in terms of polarity? And having that one conversation with that one person and spreading your light, it could be the one person left who still has to make their choice in polarity and actually trigger the event and the ascension of Earth. What you do is so important. Everyone that you touch is so important. You know the truth of why we are here. You hold knowledge, frequency, and wisdom. You know that many do not know what you know yet. Help as many people as you can. This is not a game. This is why we came here. Always hold on to your frequency of light. If you feel anger, focus on the trigger of why that anger emotion came up for you. And when you learn what your triggers are and why they are there, you will be better able to deal with anger as an emotion and release it easily. Why have Laura's ancestors been visiting her recently? They are excited. The shift is coming. They will be reunited once more. The veil is thinning and they can come through easily now. She can see them and they can see her. If she calls on them at any time, they will come. They are excited as they are getting ready for the shift. They are finally going to be reunited with their family. They are letting her know that this is what will be happening, and they are telling her to have no fear, as all of her loved ones, no matter what, will ascend. When will Laura go to the new Earth? She will go on in the next 2 years, but this date is fluid. What will she do on the new Earth? She will be free. She will create. She will fly. She will experience finally to be once again who she really is. Any final message for Laura? We love her. All of her choices enrich her experience. As long as she holds on to the light and love, she will never go wrong. She is such a bright light, and this is why she was chosen, not because of her lineage in the universe, but because of who she is. She is the light, and she will always shine a light in dark places for people who have lost their way and need to come home. So that was my session. I wanted to share it with you guys because I thought there was some very significant information in there. It was a very emotional session for me, and I had to literally pretend that wasn't my session so I could read it. And the last thing I will say before I let you go today is, remember that part of the session where I said, or my higher self said, that it could just be that conversation that you have with someone in a supermarket, showing kindness to everybody. When you show your light to others, they then decide to make better choices. And everything that we do right now, it affects somebody somewhere. And we're all connected, so it affects the whole. And it could just be that one thing that you do, that one conversation that you have with somebody somewhere that you help, that makes the difference, that finally allows us to get out of this crazy 3D dimension. So the last thing I'll say is, if you enjoy my videos and you like the information that I share, please do subscribe. It's free, there's no cost. All you have to do is click on the subscribe button. But I would like to try and get my videos out to more people. I'm conscious that I only have 400 and odd subscribers so far, but a lot more people actually do watch my videos. So I would love to have more subscribers, because then you automatically get my videos queued up in your subscription area and you won't miss any of them. I will keep plodding on my journey. I will share anything that I get that I think is important for everybody to know. And finally, I love you all. We're really doing this. We are really, really doing it. And it's coming down to the wire now. Protect yourselves before you go to bed. Surround yourselves with white light. Have crystals in your house. Be the bestest version of yourself that you can be. And before you know it, in divine timing, we'll be loving it on the 5th dimensional Earth. And I can't wait to fly. That's what I'm looking forward to. So I'll see you on the next one, guys. Much love to you all. Bye.